Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Chiddy here and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. Now guys, as you know what I do on my channel, I try to identify levels, critical levels for us to pay attention to, and I give you guys a bull case scenario and a bear case scenario so that we can trade this market unbiasedly. Alright, and yesterday I mentioned for the bull case scenario to watch out for that potential morning star pattern. We had this big red candle on Wednesday. Thursday we had the indecisive candle, and then to complete the morning star pattern we would have needed a green big body candle, which is what we got. Very nice. The bull case was to look to long if 390 was recaptured or 390 cleared, or the 391.5 level. I'm really praying and hoping that all of Uncle's viewers was able to catch the move and make money, and especially Uncle's Discord members. Uncle Discord members are my biggest supporters, and I thank you guys so much for all these months and years of support. I love you guys. Please feel free to message me anytime, okay? Uncle is just a regular dude. I'm just a retail trader just like you guys, and I'm just trying to make it, and I just want to support us and make sure we all are making these gains, or at the very least learning how to become better sheep style unbiased traders. Okay, so, and guess what, Uncle's gonna continue to do that in today's video, so let's prepare. So yeah, as I mentioned to you guys yesterday, look to long if the 390 level cleared. This was also mentioned into the Discord. I wrote here, I'll trust calls if 390 clears. And I also mentioned in real time when the levels clear, when the setups present itself. I wrote here 390 cleared on the 15-minute chart, 391.5, 392 zone in play, okay? Puts only if 390 failed for a false breakout setup, which you guys can see, yeah, we cleared that here. When do I usually tell you guys to enter? You can enter as it break out, or you can enter on the back test as support. So if I zoom in just a little bit more here, you can see this 10 o'clock candles when we cleared, and you can see on the 10:15 candle it back tested the 390 level as a support, before taking off. So when do you enter? You want to enter as it either break out, which is a more aggressive entry, or a less aggressive entry would be to wait for the back test as a support when you want to see that roll reversal. Okay, so 390 was resistant, cleared it. 10:15 candle, we had a roll reversal where it turned from resistant to support, and you can see this beautiful move. The morning star pattern just played out beautifully, guys. This is, like I said in yesterday's video, it wasn't a prediction. I can't see the future. I really dislike when people act like they can see the future, but people's gonna do it anyways, which is fine. You guys, you know, have the right to your own opinion and say what you want to say. And I always appreciate everyone's opinion as long as everyone's being respectful. But I'm just saying my opinion. You know, I don't like saying I make predictions and stuff, because I had no idea that the market was gonna pop up today. It was just a pattern that I wanted us to just watch out for and be ready to react. And like I always say, when a resistance clears, look to long. When a support fails, look to short. And today, well, yesterday on Friday's trading, it just worked out. It just worked out perfectly. And I'm just so grateful, you know, that I was able to catch it. And I'm praying that you guys and all my Discord members was able to catch it. Okay, now let's get to the daily chart here. All right, so yeah, we had an evening star pattern earlier in the week. We ended the week with a morning star pattern. Okay, so from one reversal pattern to the next reversal pattern. Is it time to get bullish? Is it time to get bearish? Uncle Chiddy, what is going on? So let's break it down here, okay? So I'm bringing up the 200 daily moving average and the 50 daily moving average, okay? So we have a setup, a false breakdown setup where you know, we lost that 50 daily moving average on Thursday. Yesterday we recaptured it. So that is technically a false breakdown setup. And that false breakdown setup, the recapture of 390 and the 391.5 level led to a very nice move up to 396s. Okay? However, before we get too bullish, look at where that 200 daily moving average is. It's around 395.97, right there at that 396 level. Okay, so remember about the role reversal theory that I talked to you guys about. I call it the back test and go. When we break down a support, we want to see that support get treated like a resistance. So we broke down the 200 daily moving average on Wednesday as a support. We broke it down as a support. Yesterday, we tested it as a resistance. Okay? So what do I do from here? This is where Unco brings up the bull case scenario and the bear case scenario. Okay, y'all ready? Let's do it. So the bull case scenario, first and foremost, would be to break out that 200 daily moving average. Okay, we got the recapture, false breakdown setup of the 50 daily moving average. We got the morning star pattern. Okay, if bulls want to show follow through and give us more upside, take out that 200 daily moving average. Clear the 396 level, and that will put 398.7-ish, 398.5-ish in play. Okay, now as you guys can see, I got this triangle pattern. All right, triangle pattern with these pink lines, triangle pattern. The resistance of the triangle pattern has 3 touches. All right, December 13th high, this January 17th, and January 18th high. So in my opinion, it's legit. And of course, the support of the triangle pattern has many touches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches as support. Okay, and if we can also extend it all the way back to the October low. But for this, for the purpose of just simplifying it and showing you guys this triangle pattern, I'm gonna have it like that. Okay, so as you guys know, triangle patterns are consolidation pattern, which means it's basing for the next big multi-day one directional move. Okay, that's what I think is gonna happen. All right, now like I said, bull case scenario, recapture the 200 daily moving average, cleared 396, and that will put 398.5s in play. Cleared 398.5, that will be a breakout of this triangle pattern. That will be very bullish. Now we have liquidity around the 400 level. Okay, you guys can see here from TradingView's indicators called the HTF liquidity, higher time frame liquidity. You guys can see we have liquidity around 400. Okay, I'll consider that as a resistant level. Okay, we have resistance around 42.8-ish. Okay, previous pivot high right here from over there. Okay, boom. Area of liquidity around 405.5. All right, I have a previous pivot high around 47.7, and there's a bunch of liquidity around the 410 to 410.5 zone, with 411.7-ish above that. Okay, remember, the bull case continues if it clears that 396 level. Look to long or continue holding your calls if SPY clears 396 to put upper targets in place. 398.5, good spot to take profit and leave a runner. If it breaks out, that will be very, very bullish. Okay, and it will put those upside targets that I mentioned in play. Okay, that's the bull case scenario. Now, if the 200 daily moving average defend as support, as resistant. If the 200 daily moving average defend as resistant, that is a legit reversal or change in roles. Okay, so the support that was Wednesday becomes resistant, and I need to see it break down support. I have support at 395, 393.5, and of course that 50 daily moving average, which is at 392 now. I'm gonna say this: if the SPY breaks below the 50 daily moving average, I would probably swing puts. Okay, because we got the back test of the 200 daily moving average. Taking out the 50 would make me favor a drop to lower lows. Okay, so yeah, that's when I would swing puts for all you swingers out there. Break down the 50 daily moving average. That will put 390 in play. 390 breaks down. We have some liquidity around the 386.7 to 387 zone. And then maybe if we break that zone down, we can finally test this trend line right here, the triangle trend line, and the support is at 384.8. All right. If we break down 384.8, that would be a breakdown of the triangle pattern. I would favor a multi-day sell-off. You guys can see here we have lots of liquidities to the downside as well. So we break down, 385, 384.8ish. Break that down. I'm favor a multi-day sell-off. Okay, guys. So I hope you guys got my plan. That's the triangle pattern that I'm watching. That's the structure I'm watching. I'm watching for the break of that structure to swing, to be safer for swing. Anything in the middle of this structure is probably, in my opinion, going to be a lot of noise, but we could get some tradable moves if you're a day trader or a short-term swing trade, okay? If SPY does decide to continue to fill out this triangle, it can last all the way till early February. Keep in mind, we do have FOMC in early February, which could possibly serve as the catalyst to break this structure. All right, guys, let's move on to the Triple Q. Triple Q also had the morning star pattern. Okay, recaptured 277.5. I mentioned you guys, recaptured 277.5. And we got this pop up to 283. Okay, so support is at 281.5 and 280. As long as it's above 280, I need to see 283 clear to put 285 and 286.5 in play. Above 286.5 would put 288.7 and 291.3-ish in play. Okay, for me to get bearish on the Triple Q, it needs to take out support, take out 281.5, take out 280, but especially take out that 277.5 level. Below 277.5 is when I will swing puts, and I will favor 274 and a drop down to 269 to 270 zone with 266.5 below that. Okay, IWM recaptured this trend line here, this purple trend line. We had a false breakdown. We had a false breakout setup, which triggered a move down as low as 180.7 is. I had a support there, but look, we recaptured it. So that is a false breakdown setup. So as long as IWM is above 183.5, stay bullish with the next resistance at 185. If 185 clears, 187 and 190 is in play. I will switch back to bearish below 183.5, targeting 182, 180.7, and possibly even lower than that, down to 177.5. And here's Tesla. Tesla also got that morning star pattern. Okay, so the critical level, support level that Tesla must hold is 131.5 if it wants to keep more upside in play. Okay, resistance is at 133.5. If that clears, 136, 141.5, 146, and 148.5 are in play and are the next resistance level. If you want to get bearish on Tesla, look for a breakdown of 131.5, targeting 130, 128, 124.5-ish, and possibly down the gap fill around 122-ish. Okay, Apple got a nice big body green candle. Okay, it did clear the 137.5 level. That must hold that support. Clear 138.5. That which is the next resistance that I got, 138.5. That to put 140, 141.8-ish, and then 143.5 in play. Okay, if you want to get bearish, look for the breakdown of 137.5 to put 136, 134.4-ish, 133.7, and 131.5 to 132 zone in play. Okay, let's look at some inverses. Here is the VIX bouncing off that support I got at 19.8. Okay, but if it wants to see more downside, it needs to take out that 19.8 level to trigger a move down to 18.7 in this 18 support level. Okay, can't get bullish on the VIX unless it recaptures 20.7 to put the 21.7 to 22 zone in play, and there's a lot more liquidity up above there. Okay, but it needs to start recapturing 20.7, and if it wants to look more bearish, it needs to take out the 19.8 support level. DXY, looking like a lot of chop, but overall looking bearish and looking like it wants to drop a little more. I would be a little more short-term bullish if if DXY can pop above 102.4 to put 103, 103.4 in play, okay? As of right now, the next support is at 101.7. Possibly could break on the next test, and we have a lot of liquidity to the downside. Holy moly, look at all that. Okay, guys, let's take a look at some option flow. What's big money doing? Well, 91% in the puts, guys. They're still betting to the downside. They are still bearish. They are not letting these short-term price action change their sentiment, apparently. What do they know? But yeah, you guys can see here a lot of money still going into puts. For SPY, triple Q, 55% in the puts, 45% in the call. That's not too bad, actually. And look at this one, a 285 strike price for February 3rd. Okay, these are calls, pretty aggressive. We've got some block orders here. Yeah, so this one's not as bearish as SPY, but you know, there's still some big money people that think that triple Q could bounce some more. Okay, IWM. Here we go. IWM all into puts. Okay, no calls whatsoever. Tesla, 76% in the Tesla. Okay, so we got some big money betting to the upside, but we still seeing some puts. But hey, one thing I can say is when Tesla was dropping a lot, remember when we were seeing a lot of puts? Now we're starting to see some change here. So that's definitely worth noting. Apple, 42% into calls. So it's not as bearish as it was last week and stuff like that. Okay, and the price action is starting to shift a little bit. So definitely worth noting as well. Okay, and here is the VIX. Nothing for the VIX today. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want more content from Uncle Chiddy, please consider joining my Discord. It would mean so much to me, and I would love to serve you guys at a higher level and make some money in this market. If you're doing it as a side hustle or you're doing it as you're trying to get into it full time, Uncle would love to assist you on this journey. Let's do it together. Peace.